Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Bram van East and this is CHILIpulse, where we talk about actionable insights on all things Chili graphics. And today I'm very happy we have Patrick with us from Relational. Welcome, Patrick.
Thanks for having me.
Maybe in short, can you introduce yourself? Who is Patrick? Who is Relational? What are you doing there?
Okay, yeah, I have quite a history with Chile, to be honest. I think it's 12 or 13 years now.
Possible?
So I was an apprentice when I first know about Chile in Düsseldorf at Drupa, the
That's
biggest,
2012.
yeah, 12, okay, the biggest printing fair in Germany. And I think it was worldwide the biggest fair or exhibition.
Even worldwide, yeah.
And you had a small booth, it's like 1 meter. And Kevin, and I think it was Ward, I can't remember exactly because it's so long ago. And they had a sign with the spiciest or the hottest editor in the market.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was crazy because I really felt that energy coming from this small booth. And when I had my real first job in a printing shop, we crossed paths again, Chile and my company. So I started with smart templates, or they weren't smart at the time, starting with templates 2013 or 2014.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, every time I changed my job, I brought Chile with me. So you can call me a fan.
Real advocate. Thanks for that.
And at my current job at Relational, we're based in Germany, in Stuttgart and in Berlin. And what we're offering is a marketing portal, a software as a service solution, where you can just plug in your existing Martech solutions and combine it with the power of Chile. So we have a front end where you can select templates like you buying shoes online. So this is the same process. It's very easy for end users to find your templates. And this is the whole magic behind that, making it easy for an end user to fulfill their dreams, to edit their templates and to get their marketing materials distributed quickly.
And the users of the portal would then be brands, or who should I picture? Who are the users of the portal?
Mostly big brands.
Yeah.
Corporate structural. So they have like local markets. For example, Germany, they have dealers, 120, 200 dealers. And below the dealers, there are the single users, and everybody can access the templates. But it's based on permissions and roles based on their market needs.
So you could call it like a brand asset management system where people can go in and you configure who can do what and access the brand assets. Yeah.
Right. The brands can configure it itself, and we also have an access for an identity provider manager. So we inherit all the roles. So it's easy to configure who can see what.
Yeah. So the added value that you create for the customers, that is offering that as a service in the brand portal.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, the templating is the part of our service, and the education and training on how to build templates for the brand for helping with brand consistency.
So you also make the templates for the brands, and you train the brands also so they can make their own templates.
Yeah, both. We play both sides.
Yeah.
At the beginning, when we're doing the onboarding process, we always give the two options: do your own templates, and we teach you how, or we can do the complex templates. And this is, to be honest, most of the times we do the complex templates, and we help people to adapt existing templates, to change it, change fonts, change stuff like this.
So that they can do the bigger volume, but once it gets more complex, they call in the specialists.
Right, because they are the product experts. They know what product information to fill in the gaps. So we're only doing the structural things behind it so they can do their business.
Super. Well, since the focus of today's talk is about smart templates, which is a good bridge we can make now. what is the process of where does it start with the smart templates? Because yeah, in the beginning there's no template at all. So where does it start? Can you outline that process?
This depends on how big the brand is.
Yeah.
Because for big brands, you can imagine there are many people in charge of design guidelines, and there are template creators for InDesign files mostly, or
Yeah.
we even have things like, oh, we have everything in PowerPoint. So it depends on the brand and the brand structure, but most of the times we do an onboarding process, like a workshop, where we have access to the brand material, like logo types, fonts, and font styles,
Yeah.
colors, and we try to minimize or reduce everything what's redundant or obsolete. Only focus on the new assets or the current assets, and then we try to make some use cases. Okay, how can this template, or what has this template have to do? What should it be capable of? And funny thing is, the most impressive and most complex template mostly are business cards. Because everybody comes up, okay, we start with business cards. No, don't do that. Business cards are crazy because they have so much logic in one small piece of
Yeah.
paper, and because with QR code, with V card, second language, a portrait, horizontal, vertical, double-sided, and we always start with some basic print flyer or social media post, and the biggest part in the beginning is to show what is not possible, because almost everything is possible. And sometimes we get to the point where the brand guidelines doesn't fit the capabilities of smart templates. So they have to increase or they extend their existing brand guidelines to fulfill or to include all things which are possible with, for example, graphics publisher or graphic studio. So the people are overwhelmed. Okay, all you can do, we can merge 5 templates into one. And this is a big part of the process to help people understanding what they are capable of with using smart technology, instead of doing 500 templates instead of 20 or 30.
And that's input you gather all during that workshop. It's like an interactive session, gathering the information, talking, discussing back and forth.
Yeah, this is always depending on the brand, but it's I think it's the fun part,
Yeah.
because you learn about your customer, you learn about how they are structured, how they think,
Yeah.
and you learn how to ask the important questions, because sometimes, or most of the times to be honest, the brands itself, they don't ask the important questions when it comes to smart templating, because it's new to them.
Yeah.
So we teach them to ask the questions, and also we are asking them questions.
Yeah. And could you give a few examples of what are like the questions you say that's always a good way or a good question to ask? What is a good one?
My favorite one is, do you really need this template? How often is this used? Who uses it?
Yeah.
How is it used? And based on these 3 or 4 questions, okay, go to the next template. So
We'll come back to that. And then probably at the end of the meeting, well, we'll leave it. You can leave it.
yeah, that's definitely. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to, when we start with a project or a new customer, we're trying to reduce the complexity.
Yeah.
Try to challenge existing templates or files if they are really needed, or really needed in this way, or we can maybe combine them together. Because with smart templates, for example, it's so easy to make a layout size adjustment in only 2 clicks. We don't need a vertical and then horizontal and then portrait and then quadrat. We don't need those many templates. We can just put it all in one single template.
And I can imagine that is also part of the training process to the customer, walking through these options, that they have to rethink. It's not about 5 templates, but you can fit it all into one file, one smart template.
Exactly.
And I guess you can see eyes going open during these meetings. So, oh, this is possible.
Yeah, the best thing is when you really see that customers or prospects, they start to think and they understand, and you really see how the brain is working, and
Yeah.
oh, this could be helpful for this one, for that one. And the best thing is when they combine departments, because sometimes you have only a single department at a big customer who wants to include smart templates,
Yeah.
but this could be helpful for other departments as well. And when they finally meet each other and
Yeah.
speak to each other, we can create something very meaningful for both departments or more departments.
Yeah. Well, good to know that indeed the human connection is still very important. I can imagine that body language during these meetings, like you say, if you see that they get it, that's also very important.
Yeah, you have to be enthusiastic.
Yeah.
You have to believe that it's a good thing what you're doing. And if you only offer, okay, smart templates can do this, people are getting obsolete. I don't know. You can focus on the bad parts,
Yeah.
but in the reality, it's so important to give all the advantages. And when people really realize how helpful smart automation is, they don't bother with, okay, I don't know if we can implement it because this has so much impact. Yeah, but only the positive impacts are really important.
Super. When you then, okay, you aligned, this is the approach we'll take. You had the workshop. What is the core value? What is the value you offered? You say you could make the templates, so you train them to make the templates. So you also offer it as a value for them. You offer it as a business proposal to make the templates and to train them.
Of course, because when you look at how fast technology is developing, when you think of how you can save time and costs, combining existing templates, reducing the time to market by quicker edit processes. This is also helpful for media designers to train on new technology like smart templating or JavaScript, scripting engines, Python, data science. All the topics are very relevant to the publishing industry, and they're getting more and more important. And if you are good at these things, you can not only secure your existing job, but also have a bright future, because these tools, they won't go away.
Yeah.
They're meant to stay. If you're looking at AI, this is the biggest thing in the last years, in the last decade. They are all relying on scripting and coding, and this is a really important thing. So the job is changing, and this is a cool opportunity.
I can imagine also the job for your colleagues who are the specialists in building templates. How do you approach it when there's new colleagues onboarding? How do you get them into smart template building?
Yeah. Funny thing is, I think 2/3 of our template builders, they have no IT knowledge yet. I call it yet because we're still trying to train them. And the only thing you have to bring to the table is motivation. And you have to really believe that it's helpful for you. So our training process is, we are teaching the basic standard data, understanding what is an integer, what is a string, how is logic applied. And if you think of Excel, when you have if else, it's like the same process, only in another programming language. And you have to make small steps, but you see a really, really steep learning curve. So this is really great to see people adapting, learning, and understanding the concept of data. And they can use this knowledge in smart templates.
Yeah. So, indeed, to summarize, it's explaining the core logic of logical thinking, which is the basic for programming. If they get that, I think they have a bright future in template making.
Yeah.
And do you see, are people resisting, or do you see the majority embracing it, or?
The people who are really motivated to learn, they can achieve very big improvements in a short time.
Yeah.
So, but there are colleagues who tell me this is nothing for me. I stick to the old fashioned part, which is really important in the process of like asking the customer, and they can help with the designing part,
Yeah.
and the IT guys, they can help with the logic. So
Yeah.
we're combining both worlds to have the best result for the
Yeah.
customer in the end.
We are here at the Create, our community event. You have seen Genie.
Yeah.
Do you think that Graphics Genie will bring those two together, helping people with less scripting language, bringing them closer to writing a script?
Of course, because Genie is helping building the bridge between I want to do a template which does A, B, C, but I can't write code. So please, Genie, help me.
Yeah.
And I experienced some very cool prompts as well, because it's a very new feature and it works very good. So
It's good to hear.
yeah, I think it's an early version, but it's getting better and better, and it helps people with no IT knowledge to create actions, complex actions, business logic without having a single line of code written.
Super, that's good to hear. I would say maybe to conclude, do you have advice with the knowledge that you've trained a few template designers already in your career? Is there anything that you would give as advice to graduates, people that are now in school, in design, maybe templating, but let's say design art school? What are the topics that they need to look at to go in this direction?
Especially for the design domain, I wouldn't take off my eyes of generative AI because it's so powerful and you can use it for you.
Yeah.
Don't use it against you or think it can make your job obsolete. Use it to do more in less time. And understanding the concept of data, of how these image models are working, because these are some fundamentals you can use in your later job.
Yeah.
So have a look in the IT domain, even if you're a designer. It can't harm you.
It won't harm you. That's a good one to finish. Well, thank you so much for this great, valuable insights. Thank you for being here at the event, and let's talk in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much also for listening or viewing on YouTube. Thank you for joining us at CHILIpulse, and we hope to see you in the next episode.